While I was waiting for that glue to dry, I got on with a few other little jobs, just preparing the glides. Again, marking them in points where I didn't need to sand, because you're not going to see them, glue joints and such. So I could sand the rest of it down, especially making the edges rounded over, so the drawers will glide in there without binding them. Finished off the top. All it needed was a good sanding down, all the edges sanding. I was considering at one point putting a cap over this end grain because it's got dowels and such showing it's old reclaimed timber. Then I thought, why? It looks nice, it adds character to it. And I filled the end one there as well on both ends. So we've got loads of these dowels filled in. Give it a bit of age, why not? And people pay good money to distress timbers. I don't need to make it pretty. And then lastly, a bit we've not covered yet, but it's obvious we need it, the shelf. All I've done is just rip down some pieces 15mm thick. I've got here 6 pieces, cut them to fit nice and cleanly inside the framework where the shelf wants to be. And then laminate them together, glue them together. And once we're dry, a good sanding over. And now we've got a nice shelf ready to go in. Now we can get the main frame out of its pants and make a start on getting these drawer glides into place. There'll be a few points we want to give a little bit of sanding before we do the finish, but for now I just want to concentrate on getting these drawer glides in. Got the 3 to go in, finder's marks which were B1, B2, A1, A2. So A1, B1. That one's going to go there. That one's going to go there. This then. A2, A1, B1. That one's going to go there in the middle. Okay. What I want to do, start with the centre one, apply the glue, put it in place, get the drawers in, and also the side ones. Get the drawers in as quick as possible before the glue's got a chance to dry. Then we will level up the drawers, make sure all the glides are tight against the wood that they're glued to, and then just leave it for a bit. And we can get on with other things. Right, that's that one clamped in, not going to go anywhere. Now we can look on the other one. This one is still movable. We'll just make sure this time we're putting the last ones in that it is not movable afterwards. Now to speed up the process a little, I'm just going to put a couple of screws in these glides. Countersunk in, of course. Now what we'll do is put stops on the inner runner to keep the front of the drawer level. I've already made them on the outer runners. Right, I'm just going to shape this, thin it until it fits nicely between them drawers, stopping them going in any further, because they're just that way there, it just goes in and out, you see. And we just want to put a stop at this end on the inner side, the centre of the drawers, to stop it happening. This edge, we've already got one. That edge we haven't. And that's all I'm going to do with that. So you can do the same as that without watching me. On the belt sander, the 1-inch belt sander, I just kept shaving it away until it just nicely fits between the two drawers and stops them all moving. Now a little bit of glue and a couple of screws, just get it down in place. I'll put the screws in just to make sure everything is looking level where we want it. Yep. Now we just need the shelf on, the top on. Final sanding down, and then we're ready for finishing. Let's get on with it. Beautiful, yes? Very nice. Now that I'm just going to dab some glue around and clamp it down. It's got no stress, you don't want to move anywhere, it's not going to be forced in any case anyway, so I don't want any physical fixings. There's no need for that. And the top. Fits there very nicely. Okay, and with that I'm going to put some dowels in to fit it into the top. And while that sets, we can get to work on the top. As I said, all we want to do is down. Right, next thing we do with the pointers. Put them in each hole, and put the top back on very carefully till we've got it exactly where we want it, then press it down. And that is one finished coffee table. Now all I have to do, give it a final sanding down and as many coats of polyurethane as you feel you want. Or you could wax it up, a nice antique wax. It's up to you. The finishings, many different options. I'm going to opt for polyurethane. The last one I did was a wax one, and every 6-8 weeks, using it for coffee and such, needed to re-wax it because it just gets stained. And I got sick of doing it. So this time I'm going to polyurethane it and I can wipe it over with the cloth every time the stain comes. And the last thing I want to do, protect my hardwood floor from this grounding around. These little felt pads. Quite interesting, it's a plastic disc with a nail through it and a felt pad onto it. Got them from eBay, job lot of them, quite good. Find the centre point, cap them on. Now everything, and that will glide now very easily on any surface. And there we are, done. Right, well, hope you enjoyed the project. Hope it hasn't been too long for you. And I hope that maybe it's inspired you and want to do one yourself. If it has, feel free, do a video, let me see it. But otherwise, if you got any comments to make, please do so. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.